Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, guys. For today's video we're going to be talking about the don'ts of America. So if you're planning on visiting the US, these are the things that you shouldn't do in America. Also, if you are from the US, you're just watching this video for fun, please comment down below the things I missed as well. So yeah. Alright, and before we get started, if you are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot as well, so please hit that subscribe button. The first thing that you shouldn't do in America is get too close to the Americans. Don't touch the Americans. In America, we all expect to have our own personal space, our own personal bubble, so just don't come too close. So I know in places like Italy and Spain, they're always getting really close. In America, we don't like that so much. We tend to enjoy a little space between us, and we don't like to get too close. The second thing you shouldn't do in America is when you go to a restaurant, you shouldn't not tip. So in other words, tip at the restaurant essentially. So I guess that could be a do. But either way though, in America, waitresses and waiters and people that serve your food and stuff, they aren't really paid all that too well, and so they really do sometimes depend on your tip, and sometimes that tip is like whether or not they're going to be making minimum wage or not. So definitely tip. If you do come from like a European country and you come to America and you eat at a restaurant, you might notice that the food prices are cheaper in America, but that's because there's not that service charge that you have in like most European countries. So definitely tip, but also don't tip at like fast food restaurants. You don't have to. Fast food restaurants like KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, you don't have to tip at those, just like actual sit-down restaurants. And one more thing about that as well is when you go to a restaurant, you can't just go in and just order water and chips. You have to actually order food. The chips and like salsa and stuff, it is free, but it's only free if you actually order food. If you understand what I mean. Number 3 is do not underestimate the size of the U.S. The United States it's huge. It is so huge. It's about the size of like the continental Europe. So sometimes people might say, oh, that they're gonna fly into LA and that they're gonna take a road trip up to like New York and go down to Florida and then go down to Atlanta. It's definitely possible, but if you do that, you're gonna be spending most of your time in the car driving. But I mean, you could do it by flights, but then again, it's very expensive. So what I recommend, instead of trying to visit the entire United States, going and just trying to visit one specific region. So you could visit the West Coast and visit cities like LA, San Diego, San Francisco, Seattle, Portland, and stuff like that. Or you could go to a region like in the South or something, and visit all those cities down there, or go visit the Northeast. And stuff like that, because all those different regions, they do have different cultures, and you will see that not only within the people but within the food as well. So definitely visit different regions every time you come to the United States. And the fourth don't of America is whenever you go to a store to buy stuff, don't think that the price that you see in the store is the price you're actually going to be paying. In America, we have what's called sales tax. And depending on the state, the city and stuff, it will all be different. So for example, in California, I'm pretty sure it's 9% sales tax. So if you buy something for 99 cents, it'll be you'll end up paying $1.08. If it's $1 flat, you'll end up paying $1.09. So definitely look out for that. Don't be shocked when you go to the counter and you add it up all in your head, and it ends up being a little bit more. So definitely don't be scared about that. Also, it does vary from state to state and city to city. So I think in Oregon there is no sales tax, so things are potentially cheaper. In other states it could be higher or less, just depending on the state. The number 5 don't I have about America is you cannot rely on public transportation. Public transportation in America just absolutely sucks. It sucks, unless if you're in big cities like New York and Chicago and stuff like that, you can rely on it a little bit more. But even cities like LA, I wouldn't recommend public transportation. I don't really think it's so like reliable. Even if it's not like reliable in LA, like that makes you think like, what about even the smaller cities? Then it's definitely not reliable. At least in this small city where my parents live, if I wanted to go to like a Walmart or a Target from like where they live, like taking the bus, it would take you like at least an hour and a half just to get there. And then like so in a total it would probably take like almost 4 hours to like do the whole trip, when in reality like going by car it's only like 15 minutes, like 10 minutes by car. It's just because like that's how unreliable it all is. So definitely if you come, like definitely just rent a car. It's not worth it, you know. Don't even like try to fight and like try not to get a car. Definitely just get a car. It'll be definitely worth it in the end. Number 6 is, don't be surprised by the food portions in America. Our food portions are very big, you know, and like, you know, I'm sure you've seen like articles or like, you know, like videos where like they come and like they go to like a McDonald's or something, like they order a medium or like even a small, and even like the small is like bigger than like a European small, or a European like medium. So definitely don't be surprised when you see our food big portion sizes. Yeah, they're pretty big. Also, that's part of the reason why Americans are so fat as well, probably. But I will say about that though, is I actually like that better. If you do go to a restaurant, you order if you order a plate, it'll all like come on the same plate, and as well. And if you order like a plate of like chicken, or whatever, or anything, like it won't just be like a one plate of like only chicken. Like they'll include like other like sides with it, you know, other stuff with it, which I enjoy so much more, because when I'm abroad and like especially in Europe, and you order like something, like say you order salmon or just chicken, like they will literally only bring you like chicken, like that's all they will bring you. Like, or if you order like a plate of pasta, they will only bring you that one plate of pasta, like nothing else. So definitely I enjoy that so much more, because you get more food, and like also you just get more like diversity within your food. You don't just get like chicken, or like you don't just get like a piece of like salmon. You get more like diversity, so like you could like, you know, you potentially eat different things, if that makes sense. So definitely I enjoy it, but don't be scared about like big portions, you know. Definitely just ask your waiter or something like, how big is it, you know. Moving on to number 7, this one is basically just don't smoke in America. Americans, you know, we don't really like people that smoke. I personally don't have a problem with it, but a lot of Americans don't like it. Like, so even if you're out in public and you're smoking a cigarette, and there's like a mother with her kids, like she will like hate you for that, you know. Americans just like don't like smoking in general. Also, definitely just don't smoke indoors. A lot of times, like they'll have like you smoke off the premises, or like if they like go like 15 feet away from the building. I know a lot of universities you can't even smoke on campus anymore. It's crazy. But something that's kind of ironic with that is that Americans, like, they don't like cigarette smoke, but like if you're smoking cannabis, like they don't really care about that anymore. Especially in California. Other states, you can't even smoke, but in California you can smoke cannabis, and a lot of Californians just don't really care anymore. But they do dislike cigarettes more than they dislike cannabis. So yeah, that tells you something. Yeah. Number 8, and this one is like by far probably one of the most important. If you are like over 21 and you're trying to drink in America, is definitely bring your ID to America. Like that's like, you should do that. Either way, you should bring your passport. Either way, definitely if you want to go out and buy beer or buy like cigarettes or anything, tobacco, definitely you're gonna need your ID. They will not sell it to you, even if you are 21, and even if you do look 30, they will still even ask you for your ID. So like there's people that come and like they look 40, you know, and or they're actually 40, and they're still ID'd, and like they think it's ridiculous. And even if you don't have it, they won't sell it to you, just because if they do sell it to you without confirming your age, they get in trouble for that. Also with that, if you do go to like a liquor store, like go somewhere to, you know, buy alcohol, Not so much a restaurant, but just like a actual like a store, like store. Say you are 21 and you're buying alcohol, and there is someone else with you that's like 17 or something. They won't sell it to you anymore. They'll ask for like their ID, and if they're not 21, definitely they're just not going to sell it to you, just because they think that you're buying it for them, or like you're going to share with a minor, which is also illegal in America. And so definitely, if you are going to like buy alcohol, definitely make sure everyone is 21 and everyone has their IDs, or just go into the store alone without like a minor, because then they will ask you they will ask them to show their ID, which is honestly, I think it's fucking ridiculous, but that's how it is, dude. Only in fucking America. I'd also find it really freaking like ironic and like stupid that you could potentially go out and like fight for your country and die for your country and kill someone for your country, but you can't even buy a fucking drink at a bar. Like, that's fucking ridiculous. Number 9, and this is where we in America, like, we're just different from the rest of the world. And number 9 is, don't come here trying to use the metric system. It doesn't work. We Americans, we don't know about it. We don't even know how to use it. Definitely use the imperial system. But then again, you're probably not gonna find too much trouble with this one. Just because like you're probably not gonna be talking too much about like the metric system, or like whatever. But just in case, if someone tells you like, oh, something's like like 2 miles away, think about it, it's just like, it's like 15 minutes away, that's all it is. And the 10th don't of America is really, don't talk about politics, don't talk about guns, don't talk about religion, don't talk about how to raise your kids right. In America, there's people from like all parts of the spectrum. Some people are very liberal, some people are very conservative, and so and if you want to avoid like a heated argument with somebody, just don't talk about politics. America is already divided enough that we don't need it to become even more divided. I know, most of the world more or less kind of thinks the same in a way. In America, we're just stupid. People are stupid in America. But either way, though, just if you don't want to get in a heated argument with somebody, just avoid politics at all costs. Number 11, don't assume that, Americans were all the same. Just like the previous don't, Americans were all different. There's people that come from all over the world just to come to America, and when they come, they bring, they bring their culture, they bring their values, they bring their beliefs, they bring their religion, they bring all their other stuff with them. And so, America is very diverse in that sense that, we're not all the same. We don't all think the same. Number 12, this one's interesting. Don't think that because we say, hey, how are you doing? Or, hey, how's your day going? Like, don't think that's an invitation that to actually have a conversation with us. Because a lot of times, all of that really is just like a salutation. It's just like saying hello to someone, or like, hey, that's all it is. And I know this one because I have a few friends that they actually struggled with this one. Because like especially when I was studying abroad, like a few friends would say that, oh yeah, when some of the Americans tell us like, hey, how are you doing, they actually try to stop and like talk to them, and then the Americans just like keep walking. Like, it's kind of funny. But either way, it's like, yeah, don't take it, it's not trying to be rude or anything, but just like that's just how we are. We just say hi, how's your day going, and that's just our form of saying hello. And the 13th don't of America is, when you go into buildings, don't expect them to be more or less the same as yours in your home country, because in America, when you go into the ground floor, for us, that's considered the first floor, and then once you go up from that, that's considered the second floor. Versus in like other countries like England, where like the ground floor is considered like just the ground floor, like in a sense the 0th floor. And then once you go up from that, that's considered the first floor, and then the second floor. So it's a little different. Don't get too mistaken. I know a few friends, have mistaken this before, and even in England as well. Like some of the American friends kind of got it mixed up as well. But just be ready for that as well. And along with that, and it's also funny that this is the 13th don't, but in America, a lot of like buildings, big buildings, will not have a 13th floor. Partly because I assume it's because the negative connotation number 13 has. People see the number 13 as very like unlucky and stuff. And so that's probably why you're not going to see a 13th floor in most American buildings. And the final don't I have for you guys is do not get sick in America. And this isn't just for tourists, this is also for Americans as well. You don't want to get sick in America. It's very expensive to go to the hospital here. It's healthcare is very expensive here. If you are planning on visiting the U.S., you either just don't want to get sick, or you also just want beforehand you want to get insurance. Get travel insurance or get like healthcare insurance that insures you while you're in America. Just because you're a tourist or you're from out of the country, they're still gonna want to like bill you for that stuff. So definitely don't get sick. Alright, you guys. So that's gonna go ahead and conclude the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know I try to keep it as short as possible. So just thank you for watching though again. If you did like the video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you are new to the channel, please subscribe. It means so much to me. And also, I do have a blog out, so make sure to check that out. The link will be in the description, and as well. And also within the blog, I want to mention that I am going to be adding a sweepstakes kind of tab on the website, and this is where I'm going to be posting a whole bunch of like travel sweepstakes, so like winning trips and whatnot. And so I'm gonna be going out and like finding these sweepstakes for you guys and just posting them there, and that way it'll make it easier for you guys to find them. And you could like as they come out, you could just be applying for them or like entering in them. So it'll be super easy and simple for you guys. And I think it's a very good idea because the way to like actually win a trip is to like enter for trips, right? But either way, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.